Hey guys, it's recap time. I just hope you're not getting sick of hearing me. I know that our weeks are long and sometimes we could forget what was taught, so this is a nice way to refresh your memories and keep it alive in you. Last week, Brad was talking about distractions. It was a part 2 of week 1, distractions, where we talked about Peter taking his eyes off Jesus. And this week, Brad used the verse, the woman caught in the act of adultery. This kind of goes down more where distractions take us. Here's a woman who her distraction is men, obviously, and this crowd of people pulls her out naked. She's caught in the act of adultery. Picture that. Pulled out in front of all these people, and they're judging her, they're wanting to kill her. How many of you have ever been in a position where you were like, oh my gosh, I had no idea it would lead here. I had no idea it would go this far. This is how she felt. Like, oh my God, why did you do this? You knew it was bad, but man, I had no idea it would go this far. They want to kill me. And then here comes Jesus. And I'm sure she's like, I'm toast. Here he is. Here's the man. The one who should judge me, who knows exactly what I did. And he stoops down and starts writing in the sand as they're yelling for her death. Now, we don't know exactly what he wrote. It doesn't say. But a lot of people seem to think that he was writing the sins of the Pharisees in the sand. And I think that too, because if I was in judgment of someone and you reminded me of what I don't do well or my sin or whatever, I would be embarrassed and I would run away too, because I would be like, oh, crud, never mind, I'm sorry, bye. So all the people flee, and now she's there alone with Jesus, and she's like, he knows what I did. He knows, and he got rid of all these people because he wants to take care of me himself. This is just Mandy thinking, like, oh my gosh, my punishment, what in the world can it be? And then he goes, where are all your accusers? She says, they're gone. And he said, no, not even one stayed? She said, no. It's like, then I don't accuse you either. Go and sin no more. Oh my gosh, the grace in this story overwhelms me. God's grace is for the times when we are not perfect, when our distractions have led us down a road that has taken us way farther than we intended. God will still rescue us. Just like Peter in the boat and cry out, Lord, save me. He will. But here's the hard part. Go and sin no more. This takes an active part on ours to keep our eyes on him, to keep focused on him, so we won't become distracted again. God is so gracious in our imperfection, but it requires us to pay attention to him, to continue on the path that he set us on when he rescued us. There's another thing I want to add to this. We've all been to a conference, AMO, most of us went, or if not, you've gone to a winter camp or some kind of camp where you encounter God in a crazy way, where you came home and you're like, he's real. Oh my gosh. The whole time you're there, you're jumping, you're singing, yes, Jesus. And then you come home, and a week later you're like, well, I thought I knew that there was a God. Where the heck is he? Life sucks right now. Here's the reason, guys. Have you ever wanted a car, let's just say a car, and you researched it, you're like, oh my gosh, this is the car I want so bad. And then all of a sudden, every time you drive down the road, you see 2 or 3 of them. Every time you go park in a parking lot, there's like 10 of them there. You're like, holy cow, everybody in the world owns this car that I want. It's the same thing as with God. You see the car everywhere because you're focused on the car. You've researched it, you've done this, you've done that, and your whole focus is on this car. And when you're at a conference, your whole focus is on Jesus, because morning, noon, and night you're in services. You're surrounded by hundreds, thousands of people who are seeking God too. So it's just this whole community, this whole everything, where the only focus is God. But when you come home, the focus shifts. It goes back on the boyfriend. It goes back on the drama happening at school. It goes back on whatever habits you might have. Everything shifts when you come home. All the garbage you left to go focus on Jesus meets you at the front door. It's so frustrating. It happens for us too. But here's the thing. Jesus and God don't live in Modesto. They live in you. The farthest you have to go to seek the same experience you had at that conference lives inside of you. He loved you so much, he took residence inside of you. So whenever you cry out, he's right there. But we choose to not do that. We choose to look to the world for the answer, the solution. We choose to be frustrated and like, God, where the heck are you? Instead of being like, God, rescue me, save me, be with me. Guys, I know I always talk about being in your word, but it's because I believe it so much. For myself, on the days that I am most distracted and frustrated and whatever, are the days I haven't been in my word. I don't tell you to read your Bible because I want you guys to have a whole lot of head knowledge. I want you to read your Bible so that you are constantly taking your focus and putting it back on Jesus. That's why Brad spoke these messages, is because he wants for you guys to stop being distracted by the things of this world and start falling in love with the Creator, who wants so desperately for you to know him. He doesn't want you to only know him at Modesto. He doesn't want you to live for next year's experience. He wants you to live today with him. That's it. And all it takes, guys, is keeping your eyes on him. Keeping yourself in a place where the world's distracting noise is quieted by the peace and the love that he has for you. You guys, so much do Brad and I want you guys to live a full, abundant life. And the only way that's going to happen is if you guys keep your eyes on Jesus. Same with me. I told you before, I'm walking this journey right with you. I'm only sharing with you things that he's been talking to me for me. So together, guys, let's keep our eyes on Jesus. Let's make sure that the experience we had at Ammo doesn't die at Ammo, because the God there didn't. He's alive and he lives in you. We have a great guest speaker tonight, so please be nice, be respectful. I love you. I'll talk to you in real life.